Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Road to Brawl Cup SA West. I am your host, Pentacast, joined by Duncan Brawl Stars. I hope you guys are doing well. This is going to be match day number 3 in our group stages. We're going to see Group C. How are you doing today, Duncan?
I'm doing fantastic. It's definitely been a rough morning for anybody out here who is trying to play Brawl Stars. I know that a lot of y'all are probably aware of the server issues, the maintenance breaks that we've had, but it seems like we're on the other end of the tunnel now. It seems like the game should be good to go for us, and we've got some players here who are ready to test out that new meta to the highest degree. We have our Group C today, guys, which consists of Enosis Esports, Ice Frio Hilo, and Los Flayetes. This is consisting of our Group C, and we're going to have one champion breaking out of this group to compete in our tournament on Saturday, Panda. So what are you looking forward to seeing today?
I'm looking forward to see some interesting games, but more importantly, we have had the update. So I think that, we're going to feel the meta out. We're going to understand what these teams are going to try to bring to the table because, just comprehending all of the balance changes, the new buffies, which have 30 abilities, is going to be a pretty big task.
Yeah, it's definitely, these players are going to have their work cut out for them, not even in the gameplay necessarily, but just the drafting in and of itself is going to be a completely different game today than it was for our first 2 match days. So we'll try to keep tabs on some of those brawlers getting picked up that either got buffed, got nerfed, got completely reworked in general. There's going to be a lot to try to get our finger on the pulse here today, but we'll try our very hardest, won't we, Pan?
Oh yeah, for sure. That is our job at the end of the day, to figure out what's going on and to give you a story which you can actually, digest and understand, in easy to, understand manner. I don't know what I'm saying. Sorry.
No worries. We got our qualifiers. We had 12 teams qualifying for this tournament, guys. They are in 4 groups of 3 teams each. As we saw in match days 1 and 2, only 1 team can make it out of each group. We had 2 teams already qualifying to our playoff bracket. Day 1, we had Un Sueño Incompleto. Day 2, we had Zarita Gang. Both of those teams very dominant in their performances so far. So whichever teams make it out of Group C and D definitely have their work cut out for them, but only 2 more teams are going to be able to qualify for that final playoff day, and I'm excited to see who it's going to be.
Indeed. And we have some pretty good players. We saw Zarita Gang yesterday, and they brought a lot of good ideas to the table. Obviously very clean gameplay, but the other teams also showed up and they weren't taking it lying down. So we got to see a lot of different strategies being employed by some of the teams here, and I like what I saw. I feel like a lot of people discount this region, so it's pretty nice seeing what we see here. And yes, the Road to Brawl Cup SA, as the name suggests, is the road to the actual Brawl Cup. So the first place team is going to get that invitation, and that is what you're fighting for. That is the ultimate goal. But the consolation prize is that you do earn some prize money for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th here, Doug.
Yep, we've got a couple of $1,000s being thrown around to any of the teams that manage to make it out of the group stage here. So whichever team manages to be the best of these 3 teams today is going to secure themselves at very least $1,000, and at the best, a Brawl Cup invitation to compete at the highest level for the highest honors that Brawl Stars has to offer. So ton to play for here today. It's definitely going to be tough though, because like we've said, we have a complete shakeup in the meta. So this is going to be the first look at competitive esports since the update, so you guys get a nice early look at that with us today. But with 6 new buffies, with a bunch of buffs, a bunch of nerfs, it's just going to be very, very hectic, and I'm really excited to get into some of these drafts and see where the pros are valuing some of these new brawlers.
Oh, 100%. Things have changed a lot. There's going to be a lot of flux, and I think the biggest flux is that Glowbird's name has changed to Glowy.
Don't remind me, man. I don't know what they decided to make that change for, but RIP to my boy Glowbird. I guess we're going to have to call him Glowy up here in the casting booth now. But guys, we've got our first set underway on Hot Zone. It's Dueling Beetles. We do have global bans for this tournament, so each team gets 2 brawlers that they get to ban out for every single match here. For the side of Los Flayetes, that's going to be Mortis and the M's. And for Ice Frio Hilo, it's going to be Poco Mina. Panda, take us through these other bands.
Yeah, we also got Finks along with the Spike and the Pierce, and Colt along with Lou and Crow. So you see a little bit of the ideas that they don't want to face. Obviously, Pierce has got his hypercharge, and it can basically double the amount of projectiles that you put down on your super. It doesn't double that, but you can basically hit your super twice. That's what I'm trying to say. It's kind of crazy.
Something to note there too, guys, is that Hems was included in the global bans, but was drafted anyway on accident from our teams here. So we're gonna have to restart the draft with the knowledge that Ems is one of those 4 global bans. So we'll get that draft fired up for you in a second there. Sorry to interrupt your analysis there, Panda.
Yeah, it's all good. There's a little bit that we got to figure out as well going on because we have had the new update, so there might be some issues here and there. So we'll try to figure that out for you as fast as possible. And it's not just that. Sometimes teams are, I guess, they're so focused on what they have to do that they forget what they shouldn't be doing, which is drafting a brawler that's already banned out in the global bans. And the issue with that is that in Matcherino, you can decide on doing all of that, but like you actually have to physically remember, not physically, you have to remember which bans you've made global before you actually go into the game. So that's kind of why this happened.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of an awkward situation there. But guys, according to tournament rules, that is an automatic victory for Los Flaetes, considering that the other team tried drafting a banned brawler. So definitely a little bit of a anticlimactic way to finish our first set, but that is going to be one pick, an automatic win going to Los Flaetes. So we'll be getting into set number 2 here, where hopefully both teams remember the brawlers that they've included in the global bans, but definitely an interesting way to kick off a very interesting day of Brawl Stars.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, this is not something that they wanted. It was supposed to be hot zone. Now we're going to be going into gem grab, since the first set was already taken by Los Flaetes. So, that was very unfortunate for Ice Frio, because like you got to keep track of these things, man. This is like the basic stuff. You can't blame anybody but yourself in these situations.
That's very true. It's definitely a little bit of a new format with the global bans. In case anybody isn't kind of aware of what those are, basically before each match, both teams get to pick 2 brawlers that are going to be permanently banned for every single set. They do decide that like offline though, so like those brawlers don't show up in their draft specifically. That is most likely how Ice Frio Hilo ended up making that set costing mistake right there. But overall, I do think it's a pretty fun system to get a couple more brawlers banned out. Obviously, with over almost 100 brawlers into the game right now, there's a lot of broken abilities, and you want to be able to ban out more than 6 of them more often than not. So I like the global ban setup. Maybe it could be a little bit more intuitive in the game so that we don't have mistakes like this in the future though, Pan.
Yeah, I believe that it was supposed to be something of a consideration to be implemented within the game by this year, but then I guess the planning fell through, and they're gonna revisit this when they do the ranked rework and all that stuff. So in the future, I guess we won't have all these issues, but for now, you have to keep track of it. So we have our bans going into Death Cap Trap, which is the second set, and we let's see the global. It is Mortis, it is Ems, it is Poco, and Mina.
Yep.
What about the others?
The map-specific bans, we've got Spike, Frank, Stu, Pierce, Rico, and BB, who did just get a new Buffy. We also have that first pick coming out from Los Flaetes. It's going to be the Colonel Ruffs. He did get 2 small buffs to some of his less meta star powers and gadgets. I don't really see that having a huge impact on the meta, but in general, Ruffs was already kind of at the top of the meta, so getting any type of buffs, it certainly isn't going to hurt him. I think it's a very safe first pick for a gem grab map where you can use the Ruff super to break open the walls, as well as treating up some of your teammates with those broken abilities.
Yeah, I feel like right now the only thing that you can really go on is your fundamentals of understanding the brawlers right now, because with the balance changes, it's a lot to really handle. So you're going to see a lot of the safer picks coming out from teams.
Yeah, and we're going to see the first look at a new Buffy here, guys. We do have Bo being picked up first by Ice Frio Hilo. I'm not too certain about like all of the intricacies of his abilities, but I know that he's got his supercharged totem has a little bit more radius now. He also has that vision. I don't think that the vision star power will be used in this situation, but with that Buffy, he's no longer visible when he shoots from inside of bushes. I think it could definitely be a really interesting ability in a map like Double Swoosh. Death Cap Trap, I'm not as sold on it, but we're going to get another new Buffy brawler coming out with the Crow. Whether or not it's the best strategy or with the best Buffies, I do really like to see this new look at some of these brawlers, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's nice to see them on the map, and the crows. It just makes so much of sense. Like it's a natural extension of how the hypercharge super works. So this is a very nice addition when it comes to how they made the Buffies work with some of the abilities and whatnot. So I like how Supercell's been playing these Buffies. But you have anti-heal on the map. You have a lot of stun, and the fact that Bo's shots kind of split now with the hypercharge Buffy makes it a very big threat on the map. So I don't know what Los Flaetes can go, because right now, Ice Fairy Halo is like, yeah, we're just gonna try to see and abuse the new Buffy meta.
I respect the method. I mean, for sure, they know
Mhm.
that they don't have the most experience playing with these new buffies, but they know that their opponents haven't had the most experience countering them out. So they're taking the gamble that it's going to be easier to figure out from the player using it than from the player trying to go against it. I don't mind that strategy from them. I think it's a pretty fun idea, and it's going to give us a nice new look here. But Los Flyetes opting to go with some brawlers who didn't get changed all that often. They're going to grab the Gus for their mid brawler, and they're going to take the Mo for their other lane. So they've got some pretty solid mid-range damage dealers with the Mo and with the Colonel Ruffs. Obviously, being able to give their gem carrier or whoever else that treat is definitely going to help out in the long run. But I would definitely be pretty worried about the new broken abilities that Ice Frio Hilo is going to have.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're gonna have the Carl coming out as the last pick for Ice Video Hero, and we are gonna see quite a lot of anarchy. I feel like Mo is such a good pick in general, but like we don't have those tankier options that you see Mo diving in on and get those kills and whatnot. But that being said, you have the turnaround ability if you want with the Mo. So I like this pick from Let's Like This, but I'm not sure if the Carl can really have a lot of pressure on the map, but they're trying to go full send with the Buffy idea.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to see them grab the bull just to go with all three of the new or with three of the new buffies, but either way, the Carl pick should be. I'm a little intrigued about the Mo because, like you said, he is not really going to be able to feed his super off of any tanky oppositions right here. So I feel like he's probably going to be best off once he gets that hypercharge. But we're into our first official set, or our first real set, our second official set right here. We've got Los Flyetes in blue already getting heavily pressured by the bow. I mean, look at the range on that turret right now. That's my first look at the new gadget buffy.
That's
that
crazy.
Thing is huge, Panda.
That is insanely massive. Oh my god. And it's down again. And wow. That's actually going to make Bro pretty useful when it comes to, you know, synergizing with teammates. But the wall break by Peter is enough to ensure that they get the kill on the Crow on the other side.
Yep, and now we do see Predicador trying to take back a little bit of this mid positioning right here. I am a little bit concerned about the movement that I'm seeing on my screen right now. From trying to play the game this morning, this is about how it looked whenever I tried to queue into a game. So we'll see if this is a server issue. I kind of am suspecting it to be, but we'll wait for official confirmation for that.
Okay, and then there's going to be another wall break for Peter to open up the map a little bit more. And right now it seems like Let's Fighters have a little bit of a better grasp in the plot here.
Yep, and that's going to be Starboy grabbing a treat for his Mo as well. Predicador with 6 gems in the middle of the map. He's also got that super on hand, so he's probably feeling pretty good right now. He's got a lot of HP to offer in case somebody does decide to dive onto him. Brad Barry's going to be trying to take a little bit of positioning back for Ice Frio Hilo on that right side. And his teammates Ice Saba is also going to be able to win his lane. So a little bit of positioning and a little bit of a break that Ice Frio Hilo needed here.
Oh, the stun has been confirmed on a Predicador, but nobody's been able to confirm that kill. Yeah. And I think that's because they're having server issues, and that's a little bit unfortunate.
I suspect the same as well. But
wow, that placed down really fast.
Yeah, I think that's the star power buffy, for the Snare Bear star power for Bo. Definitely looking pretty solid. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Bo here. Whether or not this game is going to count due to the server issues, I do still feel like I was for sure sleeping on the Bo gadget buffy. I mean, that radius is going to be so massively helpful for getting your teammates boosted up. I feel like it's definitely going to have a pretty solid place in the meta. I would not be surprised to see Bo being one of the most popular mids in the next meta.
Oh, 100%. It just seems to be so much more oppressive right now, and a lot of the shortfalls of Bull are going to be removed as a result, because you can place down the gadgets faster, you can place down your supers faster, and then you can also, you know, just completely wipe people with how much pressure you can put down on your map with just the faster placed mines.
Yeah, definitely. Getting that first set of mines is going to be very much easier when you have that massive supercharged totem radius, and not even taking into account how much it's going to help out your teammates. If you have a teammate like a Colonel Ruffs who has a very important super, it's going to be able to get him that super much quicker. But we're into the game right here. It looks like that one did count for Ice Frio Hilo, so we're going to continue playing as normal right now with Ice Saba taking so much positioning right there. He is going to fall in the 1v2, but still able to take out the opponent's mid.
Indeed, such a great start from Ice Frio Hilo. I feel like Bo is so much more oppressive in the mid, so much more firepower, and you have to be a lot more careful. Look at that. He got caught out by just like 2 shots. It's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't get to get a really good look at the Bo hypercharge buffy either, but I know that he is supposed to have 4 arrows when he's using his hyper 2 now, so I'm really excited to see how that's going to look when it's actually in game. But so far, we do have Los Flyetes holding pretty decent control of the mid. Regardless, they are down by about 5 gems, though. Bradbury going to be trying to extend the positioning for his teammate to pick up some more. That's going to be 8 gems on Diego's head right now.
Yeah, Isaba is going to be able to find the kill. Starboy just lets him do it? I'm so confused by that. Anyway, he could have survived there. Saba picks up the 10th, but he does get dispatched. It doesn't matter, though. The 10th gem is going to be picked up by Diego here, and a clean up by Predicador. I don't think that Les Lightis are happy about how the set went at all.
I can't blame them too hard. I mean, they did get the freest set win of all time, so I guess that we're kind of even right now. But so far, been a little bit messy, but that is going to be Ice Frio, Hilo, and Los Lightis tied up at 1 set apiece as we're going to be moving into our 3rd set here. It's definitely been a little all over the place, but the players and the organizers are making do with what we've got, guys. So stay with us for this bumpy ride.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, that still was the 2nd set, so we got 1 apiece between both of these teams, and unfortunate for Ice Frio here, though, that they, conceded the 1st set, so it's still now at parity. It's now almost like it is a best of 3.
Yeah, pretty much, but at least we did get a nice little look at least the bow buffies. I didn't get to see too much of or it wasn't like at least super evident to me the new crow abilities, but I'm sure that we'll be able to get a better look at those later. Clearly, Ice Frio, Hilo are not scared off by some of these new abilities. They want to take advantage of them, and they want to get a feel for them for themselves. So I like the strategy. I hope they continue to take some of these new, recently buffed brawlers, and we should be able to continue to analyze them from the booth up here.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, the bull was already, like, super impressive. I was completely, like, glued into the bull because I was just blown away by how much more of a presence he is on the map. But then again, we don't exactly know if, like, any of the opposition that he went up against were the prime counters or even maintenance brawlers against that sort of idea that you bring to the table, right? Because, like I said, this is just not even a day in the meta. Yeah. So
it's about 20 minutes into the meta being playable.
20 minutes into the meta.
I'm sure these players were scrambling before this, trying to get as much testing in as they could, but we've still got a couple of buffies that we haven't seen yet. Obviously, Bull being one of them, Nita being one of them, Leon, and who's the other one that I'm missing? I got it written down here. BB. We got BB, of course, too. So I'm excited to see some of those. I think specifically Bull and BB could be very big menaces in Heist and Brawl Ball. So once we get into some of those game modes, those are some brawlers I'm going to be expecting to see. And with Leon getting another buff, I think he could work his way back into the bounty knockout meta where he used to thrive.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm looking to see how this one works out because, like, Leon is so much more impressive. There's one which allows you to do max damage from range, and the reason that Leon isn't as oppressive as he normally could have been is because of the fact that his damage, reduces with how far you go, how far the projectile actually hits. So this is just kind of crazy. Once he gets his hypercharge buffy, he's just going to do at least 75% of the damage regardless of the distance. I'm just scared to see how some of these buffies are going to be. Scared in the sense that I don't want to face it, but interesting because, like, hey, if I'm not facing it, at least somebody else is facing it, and that looks fun.
Yeah, well, luckily for us, Panda, we don't have to play against any of these guys here. We can just sit back and watch and analyze, but unfortunately, we have just been notified that our games for today are going to be rescheduled for tomorrow, guys. We have taken a look at with all the information that we've got and decided that this tournament is going to get pushed back a day just to allow Brawl Stars some time to get the servers to catch up with the new update, guys. So I think that these games are going to get reset once we get back into it tomorrow. I do apologize for the unfortunate delay here, guys, a little bit out of our control with the server issues, but hopefully these players will get a chance to learn a little bit more about the meta and reset tomorrow on even footing, Pan.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like all those sets will be replayed. Hopefully they're going to be replayed because it's not fair for Ice Frio Hilo to take the concession of the first set. But yes, obviously we have growing pains on the first day, not even the first day, 20 minutes coming back into the meta. So we're trying to figure out all of these issues, and we'll be back in a day. Hopefully the meta, hopefully the game will stabilize by that point. And I hope you have a good rest of the day. I'm sorry for all of the issues that we're facing, and as a result that you don't get to see what we have brought for you. So and that's quite unfortunate, but thank you for sticking by, and we'll see you at the same time tomorrow.